At 82 years old, I've gathered a lifetime of experiences. But there's one decision I wish I could undo. When I chose to move into a nursing home, it felt like the responsible choice. My family encouraged it, assuring me that I'd receive the care and comfort I deserve. I trusted them. But once I arrived, the truth hit me hard. This wasn't the peaceful chapter I had imagined. If you or someone you care about is considering entering a nursing home, I urge you to listen closely. What seems like a simple transition can reshape your entire existence. And once you're in, it's not always easy to walk away. Let me share with you 6 truths, things I deeply wish someone had told me beforehand. These aren't just complaints. They're life lessons that could save you or a loved one from heartache. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal might change how you see everything. The biggest shock wasn't the tiny room or fixed mealtime. It was realizing that I no longer had control over my own life. At home, I had freedom. I chose when to wake up, what to eat, and how to spend my days. I could cook, read in my favorite chair, or stroll outside whenever I pleased. But in the nursing home, everything runs on someone else's schedule. Meals, lights out, even bathroom break. Nothing truly feels like your choice anymore. Even deciding what to wear can feel like asking for permission. I remember waking up during my first week and reaching for my favorite book, only to realize it wasn't there. Neither was my cozy chair, my trinket, or the warm feeling of home. What I had instead was a cold room filled with things that weren't mine. The hardest part? Knowing that getting your independence back isn't as easy as walking out the door. You start to adapt. You stop resisting, stop asking. But in doing so, you slowly lose pieces of who you are. So before you decide, ask yourself, are you truly ready to let go of the little things that make life feel like yours? Another painful reality, the world outside doesn't stop just because you're gone from it. In the beginning, my family visited often. My daughter came weekly. My grandchildren dropped by. I clung to those visits. They were lifelines to my old life. But slowly, life moved on. The visits came less. The calls replaced visits. Holidays passed quietly. It's not that they stopped loving me. They were just busy. And when you're not around, it's easy for others to assume you're fine. But the truth is, the longer you're inside, the easier it is to be forgotten. I remember one night staring at my phone, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to seem needy. I didn't want to interrupt his life, so I didn't call. And in that silence, I realized I was no longer part of their world the way I used to be. Before you make the move, ask yourself, are you ready for that kind of loneliness? Before moving to the nursing home, I had small goals every day: watering the plants, making my own breakfast, reading the morning paper while enjoying a cup of hot tea. Those things sound simple, but trust me, they add color to my days. In the nursing home, I spent a lot of time just waiting for meal times, waiting for the nurses to come. Without realizing it, waiting for nightfall. I began to lose my enthusiasm for a new day. There were no longer any activities that made me feel useful. Even when I tried to help clear the dining table, they told me to sit down and just rest. Many seniors like me feel like their lives have stalled here, like we're just waiting for time, not living, and that hurts. If you or your parents can still do little things on their own, trust me, that's not a weakness, it's a gift. Don't be too quick to give it all up for the sake of false comfort. I tried to socialize in the early weeks, but over time, I felt like an outsider who never belonged. Conversations were shallow, interactions were limited, and eventually I was alone most of the time. What should have been an uplifting environment instead felt like a long waiting room, full of people, but devoid of connection. If you think going into a nursing home will broaden your social life, think again. Not all places bring closeness. Sometimes you feel even lonelier in a crowd. In nursing homes, the main focus is physical. Is your blood pressure stable? Have you taken your medication? Have you eaten? But there is one thing that often gets overlooked: our mental and emotional state. Grief, loss, even depression are very real things here, but often they go unnoticed because we are too quiet to complain. I once sat by the window for hours just watching the rain, not because I enjoyed the view, but because I felt directionless. In old age, what we need is not only medicine, but also a warm hug, a funny story, or just a sincere greeting. But those things are not always available in this place. If you are considering a nursing home, make sure that it is not only their health that is taken care of, but also their happiness, because life is not just about surviving, it is about experiencing. What people don't talk about much is how hard it is to come home after being in a nursing home. I thought if I didn't like it, I could leave any time. But the reality was, things got complicated. My health started to decline due to lack of activity. My muscles were getting weaker. My balance was off. When I told my family I wanted to go home, they were hesitant. They said I was safer here. I know they meant well, but I felt locked in. I am no longer the decision maker in my life, and that hurt. So if you're thinking about moving into a nursing home for a while, think again, because when you give up your independence, it's not easy to get it back. If you're still with me this far, thank you. This wasn't an easy video for me to make, but I know there's someone out there who needs to hear it. Living in a nursing home isn't just about comfort and care. It's about profound changes that touch the most personal parts of our lives: freedom, connection, and self-worth. If you love your parents or are weighing this choice yourself, take the time to really consider. Ask the hard question. Listen to their heart. And if this video has given you a new perspective, please leave a comment. I hear you and I care. Share this video with someone you care about, because sometimes one message can change a big decision. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay thoughtful, and stay human.